กล้าเดินออกมัน
ไป
มืด
แล้วนี่ไง Hey folks, and welcome to a cloudy morning here in Bangkok. It's a Tuesday morning and we're just leaving home. This will be a 3 to 5 episode mini-series about my recent travels to Bangkok, going to the big city here. And we got some things to do there, but here I'll just go ahead and explain it to you. So we're on our way to Bangkok today, the big city. Got some business to do there, but we're not riding, we're walking. Leaving the bike right here behind me, and we'll catch a minibus. We got some business to do there. We're going to stay right in the middle of town. Should be a really nice place. We're just going to go catch a Soi Cowboy bus to a minibus and gas. By the time I paid for gas and all the traffic headache, it would be the same price. It's like 200 baht worth of gas, like 200 baht for the minibus for being nice. So we're just going to take the bus, and who knows, I might still find something to ride while I'm there. But let's go check it all out. We took the bot bus down here by the mall. We're getting on the white van. Well, we got about a half-hour wait. It's about 9:30. It's about 9 now. I think the bus leaves around 9:30. So then it's hour and a half to where we're going in Bangkok. We'll get off there. We'll hit the BTS, and from there we'll see. So these little mini buses, or vans as I call them, are probably one of your more economical ways to travel in Thailand. And this will take us all the way to the BTS station known as Ekamai, which is also the bus station. But we got off early because V was feeling a little bit car sick. Welcome to Bangkok. Yeah, we'll just buy a couple cards here for the BTS and be on our way. So far, 110 baht per person from home to here, and I walked less than 100 feet. So now it's almost 50 baht a person to get kind of up into Bangkok where we're going on the BTS. So I don't think that's too bad. I could barely drive it for that on the bike and with the gas, and I probably got here just as fast. And I don't have to worry about where to park. So yeah, there's my 2 cards. You need those at the turnstile. In case you're not familiar with the BTS in Bangkok, it's very simple to use. You can buy your ticket at the machine, put your money in, and then you just tap it, or I guess slide it or whatever on this thing. Now when you leave, you can actually insert it into a slot and the gate will open for you. And then you just sashay on in and go up to the platform. So today, I'm retracing my steps from 28 years ago when I first arrived here. Very first trip, 1992. And I'm on Circumvent Road. None of this over here was here, all this BTS, of course. Most of this, it wasn't here. The sidewalk didn't look like this, but I'm gonna try to find the little hotel I stayed at, a little place I would eat at, just for old time's sake. And I want to see if it's still there, see if I recognize it, see if I can find it even, and see what it looks like now. I'm very curious. So yeah, my first ever trip to Thailand, I was only 23 years old, and I landed in Bangkok, August of 1992. late at night, almost around midnight, caught a cab down here to around Soi 23 area of Sukhumvit Road, checked into a hotel, actually more like a motel, and set out on the sidewalk, this same sidewalk we're walking on, and had a little meal, had some had some seafood. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
I just saw this is the first thing that looks familiar. This corner over here. I think it used to be a pharmacy though. This little corner building. That's the first thing that I recognize. I think they used to sell Chinese herbs or something like that. And now it looks like a coffee shop.
So yeah, it's really weird walking through here. I don't recognize anything. I have this little bit of a scary type feeling. Then all of a sudden I see something like this and I get a little bit of a deja vu. But most of this stuff, all new to me, and it breaks up the area. The road looks much narrower because a couple lanes are missing to accommodate the BTS. But right over here at this Prime Burger, I'm pretty sure this used to be like a little stand that was open late at night, and they had seafood, and I thought it would be a good idea to have raw oysters. So yeah, they were cheap. Sat out there and enjoyed a plate of raw oysters, and for the next 2 weeks of the trip, I spent half the time on the commode. But that's a story for another day.
This is it. This used to be all open. Let me see. That's definitely it. But that's not the name of the hotel. No. And around the corner here was a little cafe. Could eat breakfast at. So different, so different. This used to be a cafe or a bar. Looks like it still is, but it's closed. Oh, so this whole place is closed, I think. But this is where I'd stayed. It was called the Old Crown Hotel, because I think they had built a new Crown over by Nana. I'm almost 100% sure this is it. This used to be parking over here, and they had curtains.
So yeah, this would have been considered an economical type place to stay. If I remember correctly, I think I paid somewhere in the realm of 300 baht a night, 300, 320, something like that. I always thought it was a pretty decent hotel. The pool was brilliant, had that big shade tree out there. This lady did confirm that this used to be the Crown Hotel. But she just worked in this clinic here. I don't think she was here when it was still named that, but apparently was taken over by the Retrotel, and now they're closed. But yep, same shade tree at the pool, and they had proper toilets in the hotel, which, keep in mind, back then not every place had.
So it's like the hotel's out of business. Even the new hotel, I think, that took it over is out of business. It's not a thing. But I like this. It was right around the corner from Soi Cowboy. And nice little pool. There was a cafe over here behind me you could eat. This almost looks about the same, except for these tall buildings over here. None of them were here. But wow. But I'm in the right neighborhood. I just wanted to come back and see what it looked like now. But let's go over to Soi Cowboy and see what it's doing while we're here.
So yeah, when I would come here in the early 90s, 5-6 weeks at a time, I would generally stay right at that little hotel in Bangkok for the first 2, 3, 4 nights, and then the last 3 or 4 nights. And then the rest of the time, the mainstay of the trip, I would get a taxi right from that hotel. They would provide it and take me down to Rayong, actually a little bit east of Rayong, to the beaches down there. That's where I would go. But while I would be in Bangkok, this place right here, Soi Cowboy, this was one of the places I would go. A lot of fun evenings here, although this does not look like I remember it. The street looks a lot more narrow than it did. And it seems like there used to be a lot more lights and stuff.
Yeah, this is one of the first places I came after I got settled in. Soi Cowboy. And this is so different. It looks smaller, but that's because they've closed in the fronts of a lot of these. You used to be able to see clear in. Now they're all kind of front door type places. Before they were just all open air, and it made the street look a lot wider. But now they're all closed in. They all got front doors, windows, you know, storefronts. But before you could just see all the way in, see what was going on. But this was like one of the big entertainment. I guess it still is. Just it's a little bit different flair nowadays. Sure is a lot of food down here available.
So yeah, you used to be able to sit inside these places, and you could, it seemed like they were a little bit back off the street a little bit. Maybe some of them have encroached the street with these front porches and awnings and things, but it seemed like you could sit out there and look across the street, and the street would just be full of people. There'd be a crowd of people all night long. This kind of would be tantamount to today's walking street in Pattaya. Almost. It's not nearly as long, but for that 1 block, 2 blocks, whatever it is, there was stuff on both sides, and there was always people strolling up and down at night, and you can kind of sit in these places and look out. But now it's, you go in, you can't see outside. It's your 4 walls, dark glass, whatever. So it's kind of a different deal.
That says Tilak. There used to be a place called Tilak and Butterfly.
So yeah, I actually bought a t-shirt, a short sleeve red t-shirt from that bar on my first trip here, and I loved that shirt. It was red. It had a little pocket on the sleeve and big decals, butterfly wings, artwork, had the name of the place, Tilak and Butterfly. And I probably wore that shirt till it was down to the threads, because at home nobody else had ever heard of that. I was the only one that had it. It was something very unique, something different. But this was a brilliant place for a man in his early 20s to come and spend a couple evenings. I remember that much.
So yeah, not at all like I remember it, but that's to be expected, I guess. Just all different. Well, I maybe have to come back here at night and see what's doing. But we got to get something to eat.
So yeah, taking advantage of the new modern conveniences here, we just went over and loaded back up onto the BTS. And our next destination would be Siam Square. They just call that stop Siam. And this was always a big junction, 2 major roads. There's our hotel right up there in the distance, the Center World, the Grand Centara at Center World Mall. So we'll have to walk over there, and we'll see how that is.
So we're just getting to the hotel, Center World, the Centara Grand Centara. It's a little bit farther of a walk from the BTS station than I thought it was. Everything looks a little shorter on the map. But we're getting our exercise today. And we'll get checked in, look at the room, get something to eat. I don't know if this is the mall entrance or the hotel entrance. Looks like the mall entrance. Yeah, that was the mall. We're the next stop down. I would imagine they're connected at some point, but we want to go to the front desk.
So yeah, after leaving home on foot, this was actually the farthest leg we walked from the BTS station to the hotel, and it wasn't that bad, but it just looked farther than what I thought it was. So the hotel here has a pretty elaborate screening process here. You got the temperature and all that, but then you have this booth with some kind of mist of vapor. I don't know what it is. Decontamination booth. So we had to go through that.
There's nobody at the check-in desk. Check that out. They got water running down the walls. I wonder if there's a leaky pipe somewhere. I really ought to look at getting that fixed. So there's nobody at the check-in because you check in on the 23rd floor. So we'll go up to the 23rd floor. Boy, this place looks like they're serving up some food in here.
So yeah, we would finally make it up to the lobby of this lovely 5-star elaborate hotel. And we will take a very in-depth look at this on the next episode. It really is something to see. And I can't show you everything today. So for right now, let's just look and see what's in store for the remainder of the series. Now, we still got a lot of ground to cover in this series. The next episode, we will finish up at the hotel and then take a little trip over to Pat Pong. That's another place I used to go 28 years ago. But anyway, it'll be at least 3 episodes in this series, maybe 5, not sure yet. But for this episode, I'm going to go ahead and leave it off here. And as usual, I'll thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.